Alright, so I've downloaded TickleKit. Okay, it's a free executable right here. You run it, double click as usual. There you go. Now a box pops up called the console. Another box, which is the main window. Alright, and this right here is the directory you're running it from. Just to remind you, as you can see up here, reload self-util. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is create a text box. Okay, it's called .tx. I'm going to make it appear. It appears right here. I'm going to put some text in there. That's just great. Really makes me happy. Switch back to the console, and now I'm going to get that text from the console. Alright. See here? That's actually the contents what I just wrote in here. Alright, what is this nastiness? Well, it's kind of gross, but there you go. It's life. .tx, that's what you're talking about right here. Get, okay, pretty self-explanatory. 1.0, meaning line 1, index 0. This is basically the index, start index, end index. So let's just consider that a piece of magic for now, right? Starting 1.0, end minus 1c. Okay, fine, good enough. You can get the contents, great. All right, now let's try saving a file. Okay, all the things I'm doing right now is just so that we'll be able to reload ourselves. Okay, it'll be sort of like a program that can write itself, something like that. I don't know how to explain it. Let's just go for it. All right, so let's do some file saving. Let's open a file. Open a file called hello.txt. Now you're going to see this file get created right there. See, 0 bytes. Now what I'm going to do is close that file. That's the file handle right there. It's closed. And we still got your text widget right here. Alright, so things are going good. We can save file. Well, actually, now we want to save the content, something to it. So we're going to make a procedure. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to type it up in Notepad. Alright, so it looks something like this. Okay, file name, the content you want to save. What you do is this, you go open, fn writable. This time we save the file handle. Okay, so instead of reusing this nasty gobbledygook. Alright, so now what we do is setf. Okay, so we have the file handle. We're going to write to it. So we're going to go like this, the content we want, and we're going to close the file handle. Alright, so I'm just going to copy and paste that right in here. Okay, all this code is going to be available anyway, so you have no problems looking it up in your own time, just relaxed. You can read it all nicely. I mean, this is not the best way to read code, pasting it into an interpreter, but there you go. So just to test it, we're going to go file save, another .txt, and this is the text. Okay, and now we check. Oh, there we go. We just created a file. Look at that. And we didn't even need a buffered reader, input writer, input stream up my butt. All right, so great. File save, that works. So we're just going to keep that open. File save again one more time. File name, content, set, file handle, open the file, name with a writable, write to it, close it. Okay. So that's great. And now we're going to do file get. Okay, I'm very much building up primitives, okay? Stuff that you usually will have, in your code library, your own personal code library, but I'm showing you from first principles just with this simple executable, okay? This is like the core, just to show you how you can start. All right, so we're going to open it up. This time we're opening it readable. We're going to get the content of it. We're going to close it. And we're going to return that text. So let me just double check this. Setf, open the file name readable. Okay, get the content from it. Close the file handle, return it. Okay. So I just copied it, pasted it in. All right, so we have file get available to us now. And we're going to say, give me the content of another .txt. Okay, great. Life is good. We're seeing that content. All right, now this is where it gets interesting, okay? This is really the crux. This is the core. This is the meat. This is the steak. This is the kernel, okay? What I want to do now is I want to get the content of this program. I haven't written it yet, but we're going to start writing it. This is going to be that program right here, okay? So let's save this. So let's select it right here. Blah, blah, blah. Tons of shit on the desktop, as usual. All right, so we're going to make this program called, we're going to call it reload. No, we're going to call it program, okay? Program.x, prog.x. All right. So now what we're going to do is file get prog.x. You see it right there, right? Right over here. Okay. File get prog.x. Excuse me, what? All right. So now we're getting the content of this right here, right? Now what we're going to do, because everything we've been doing is just typing in right here into the console, right? It's not saved in the sense that, of course, you can save it. You can select all the text and paste it into Notepad. But what I'm trying to say is it's not a program that you can rerun. So that's what we're doing right here, prog.x, you can rerun it. All right, so right here, I'm going to make that text widget again up here. Just copy that in. Text.txt. Look at that, I saved myself some typing. Maybe I did, okay. It's a bit slow because I'm doing screen capture. All right, because I'm recording the desktop. All right, so we're going to pack it. Maybe I should just type that out. Life sucks, then you die. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to test this prog.x, okay? It should open up a text widget, and let's actually put some text in it. So insert at the end. Well, looky here. All right, save that. So now it's right there, right? So we're going to load that up into TickleKit. Oh, looky here. Well, looky here. Heavens above. Life is good. All right, I forgot one thing. I want to put a console show here. Okay, so I can see the console in that as well. Save that again, Control S. All right, drop that in there. And well, looky here. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Okay, but now we're going to do one better. All right, this is where it starts to get interesting. I'm going to actually tell this right here, instead of inserting well, looky here, I want to insert the contents of this program itself. Okay. No, couldn't open prog.x. Opening. File get. All right, let's just try this out. Okay, so I think it's probably something to do with paths. Okay, I'm just going to assume that. So what I'm going to do here is just say set dir to file dir name, info name of exe. Okay. And I'm just going to just use absolute paths just to appease the gods of computer insanity. All right, so let's try that now. And there we go. Oh, God. God, just don't want to risk looking like a total retard. All right, so there we go, right? Life is good. So just to double check, just to show you that again, set dir, okay, to, all I did here was I set a variable called dir to the C document settings user desktop, okay, reload self-detail. It's the name of the executable, the dir of that, okay, the executable is TickleKit. I think when I'm dragging and dropping, I'm not getting these things, some environment variables being set or something or other, some gobbledygook. All right, so, and remember, we're inserting the contents of itself, okay, so that's cool. So now, what that means I'm going to do next is this, all right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say whenever I'm going to bind a key, okay? Bind to everything, the whole program. Alt F1 to print, we'll just call it run another, okay? And now what run another is going to be, okay, this is really, really cool. I mean, I got to say, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the current contents of the text widget, okay? So get 1.0, remember this nastiness, okay? Now you have the content. And you're going to take that content, and for now, let's just print it to the screen, okay? All right, so just to show you what I'm talking about here, okay? It's kind of getting weird now, right? Bind Alt F1 to run another, okay? So far, what I want run another to do is run another instance of the program with the new text that you're editing, okay? Like this is where the sort of eating your own tail thing comes into play. But anyhow, just watch what happens. So let's drop it in there. Let's run it again. All right, so things are good. Now let's press Alt F1 and it should just print out the contents in here, okay, in this whole box. Well, okay, there you go. It's printing it all there now, right? That's great. It's printing it to the console. Now how about, instead of just printing it, okay, this is cool now. Don't just print it, but now save it to a new file. Let's name that new file. Okay, new fn. We'll call it run fn, even better. Okay, we're going to call it run clock micro. That's going to be like, it's going to look like this. Run some numbers, okay? This is from the clock, so you're going to get a bunch of numbers there. All right, so set run fn whatever. Now let's save run fn with this content. All right, so let's try this out. So here we are. We're going to drop that in. Okay. And now we're going to press Alt F1, and hopefully we should see another file come in here, run. Okay, so let's do this, Alt F1. I'm not seeing anything. Well, okay. Oh, it's probably the same path. Shit, I probably just saved the file somewhere where I didn't want to save a file. But anyhow, all right, so let's do that. File join the dir with this run fn. All right, so there we go. And let's run Alt F1. There we go. Oh my God, look at that. That is just, what did we just do? Holy cow. This is fantastic. All right, so let's look at this content. Okay, well, I didn't name it a .text, so it's not going to be easy to open. So let's just close that up. Let's go back to here. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's just go back to here, basically. We're not using that anymore, really. We can actually close that. Okay, so let's actually call this .text here. Let's erase this comment, which is kind of outdated now. All right, so let's drop that back in. Now let's press Alt F1. And here we go. Saved, right? Isn't that cool? Okay, that's neat, right? It just saved the contents. But let's see if it's really saving the contents. So let's put over here a big line. And now let's press Alt F1. New file appears. Look at it. Oh my God, there's another line there. This is fantastic. All right, now let's do even better than that now, okay? Let's close